Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today I asked ChatGPT to do a color analysis on me, which, we're going to see what happened because it was interesting. All right, so I'm going to share the photo that I fed into ChatGPT, and I asked it a couple of things. I said, can you give me my skin tone, my eye color, my hair color, and then can you also do a seasonal color analysis on me using, I believe I asked for the 16 palette system. And I also told it to give me back what it found. You know, what is my skin tone exactly, to try to kind of get an idea of where it was heading with the answers. So skin tone, it said, your skin appears light to medium in depth. It has a neutral to slightly warm undertone, not overly golden or peachy, but with a healthy, warm softness. Interesting because I do not have so usually I would have like a faux tan or makeup on. In this photo, I don't have a warmth to me. So I'm very neutral here, which it even still casted me as warm. Maybe my hair. No, because AI can't pick up on that. So but I don't know why it cast me into
look
that
at the
warm.
neck. It's going to do an oval. Neck. And you've got a lot of reflected light from your hair onto your neck.
I do. Yeah, my neck is looking very warm here. But my skin tone definitely leans neutral. And I thought my eyes would kind of cast that a little bit. But
one thing that's important to know is, again, AI looks at everything, everywhere, every opinion that's ever been written on the internet. It'll search through.
True.
And we know that there's some bad information out there about color analysis.
Absolutely.
And in this case, one of the bad kind of pieces of information is that if you have warm hair, you will have warm skin tone. And I can't tell you how many times I've read that and how, well, I don't need to tell you guys this. You guys come to us because you have recognized that the fallacies in a lot of these sort of, I don't know, myths, I'm going to call them. I didn't want to be that harsh, but I will. It's my role in life. And so it will go out there and it will read everything, and then it kind of averages it all together. So I think it's saying that it's recognizing that you're neutral, and then it's saying, but you got a hint of gold because it's been reading that if you've got red or gold in your hair, your skin tone is going to follow suit.
Now, my skin tone does not have much warmth at all in it. Usually it's pretty easy to go neutral with my skin. I am neutral. So seeing that, I was a little thrown off a bit. I was like, I don't have much. It also said there is no obvious pink or blue undertones, which you're right. I don't have pink or blue undertones, which suggests neutral leaning, potentially placing you in the neutral side of the spectrum. So it did recognize that, and it did a good job. But overall, there's not much warmth pushing me over. Now, eye color. Your eyes are cool toned blue-gray with a soft muted quality. That's where things get tricky because my eyes are cool, skin neutral, hair warm, which I'm just really creating chaos here.
Well, I believe that your eyes are neutral because sometimes they're green and sometimes they're blue, but they're not technically blue-gray. They've got so many golden starbursts in the center that you can read as, if you lay a blue veil on top of a golden veil and look through it at the light, you'll see green, right?
Right.
Well, that's what Sara has. She's got blue, gray, green kind of all happening together. But ultimately, and she's got a strong teal corona around her iris, but inside that iris, it leans green rather than blue.
But I guess at the end of the day, it's pulling kind of color codes. If you ever put a picture of your eye and you think your eye is like a certain color, you're going to be totally shocked when you pull a hex code and
with
you're
the dropper. Ooh. The dropper tool is dead. But as long as your eye has millions of striations, and as we all do, the eyedropper that picks out one pixel out of all that doesn't work.
Now, eye color, it did say low contrast between the iris and the whites of the eye, and the patterning is delicate, not sharply defined. Okay, we know. Know. This
That's
tends
good.
to point towards softer, less high contrast palettes, which of course Yes, I'm very soft. Let's be honest. I figured that out pretty clearly with my eyes. Now, hair color. Your hair is light to medium brown with warm golden copper tones. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And soft but rich with a natural auburn warmth. The tone is not overly vibrant or cool and has a muted, earthy quality. This hair color harmonizes well with muted, warm leaning palettes. Yes, it does, but light to medium. I thought that was interesting because even in this photo, there is a lot of depth and shadow, like under here and out here. So
yeah, I would have to say it's medium to deep, because if it were light to medium, you'd be more of a strawberry blondish girly.
So I was shocked to read that.
But okay, still, that's interesting. So in our system, if we put all that into the blender, we would be having to call you a spring.
Oh yeah, light to medium. Oh, but cool eyes. We would still
Spring.
yeah, we would still be doing soft. If it was lighter hair, yeah, it would be considered a soft spring.
But let's see what this does.
Now, likely season category from AI. Based on the features, soft eyes, warm neutral leaning skin, and muted golden brown hair. Ooh, that's interesting because now it says muted golden brown.
Mm-hmm.
You most likely fall into soft autumn category within the 12 season system. All right.
Right.
Soft autumn characteristics: undertone, warm, neutral, chroma, muted, soft, depth, medium. Now it gives me a medium depth. Nice. Best colors: dusty, earthy, warm tones like sage, soft olive, rose brown, muted coral, camel, and warm taupe. Yes, agreed. Avoid high contrast, icy cool shades, true black, optic white, bright neons as they overpower your gentle coloring. Now, I agree with all of this, but I also,
they're just
yes,
some inconsistency.
I also asked AI to give me a palette on their imaging platform. Now, it gave me two different options for a soft autumn palette after I fed that information into it. Both of them, they're interesting. They're
very warm. They're not soft.
Yes, they have a quality that is a bit too intense for me. Like the oranges I can't wear because of my neutrality and also some of the coolness feeding in. I cannot wear those rich oranges. I cannot wear like the really warm camel colors. Those just do not go well with my palette. Also, the light greens, I need a deeper green. I showed you when I wore that long sleeve
Your
green.
celadon.
Yeah, that long sleeve green. I showed you how I had to break it up with that necklace or jewelry because it was just too light for me, like this green. These greens do not have enough depth. Most of these colors don't have enough depth. Maybe on that first chart, third row, 2 from the bottom, 3rd from the bottom, that area, I could get away with those, like the greens and those reds, but like some of these are just way too light for me. So it did not navigate the medium depth well. It was just a little too soft, a little too light for me and my coloring, which interesting.
Also, if you're using imaging programs that are attached to ChatGPT in particular, and some of the others I just don't know what you get, but they put it out on something that looks like antique brownish paper. Like if you're looking at the negative area of both of these palettes that Sarah got, it looks like it's written on or put on ivory,
right,
or like something out of an antique library or something, or the paper has yellowed over time. Whatever made that paper look yellow as we're looking at it has also distorted the colors that it's giving us. And what I see there is a really, really muted palette that's been yellowed. That's what we're seeing. It's a limitation of AI.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to show you kind of what a palette that would be more geared toward my coloring would look like, because AI left out a lot of my deeper, richer greens. Also, I can shift more neutral with my greens because of the neutrality of me. My reds as well, I need to go slightly, I can go a little bit warmer of a red. We're not talking like, what's a really brick red? I'm talking more of like a neutral tomato red, and then fall into that neutral category with my reds. Blues as well. I can wear blues. Absolutely. I can wear classic blue. I can wear deeper.
That's because they enhance your eyes.
Yes,
That enhances your eyes.
softer blues I can wear really easily. Completely left out blues out of this palette. My browns, I do wear a lot of browns because of the richness it brings me. It gives my skin kind of a glow. Left it out pretty fairly. I need a little bit richer, deeper brown, or I look a bit washed out with the lighter browns. Pinks as well. I can do neutral pinks, rosewood.
But let's back up for a second, because I don't want to give people the wrong idea. She can't wear a Barbie pink. She can only wear a very warm, very muted pinkish color that would almost be a salmon or
That's why rosewood is usually like the descriptor I give. It has a warmth to it. It has dusty quality to it. That's going to be my pink, or that range of pinks for me. Left out some purples.
I call it Abercrombie pink, because you can, if you can't find that shirt in that color in a shirt, if you go in Abercrombie a certain time of year, it will always be there.
Oh, okay. I like that. Purples, we were talking about. I can wear purples. They never listed any purples on my palette. So it was interesting to see what it came up with, but it's definitely missing a full range of my neutrality to me. So there's still some more learning it could use.
Yes, and it is evolving. AI is evolving rapidly. So when they get the imaging part as sharp as the language, I think that we'll be seeing something exciting and impressive.
Yes. I'll be feeding it all of our data into it.
But the difference is we do color portfolios. We spend a lot of time looking at each and every color that goes into this color portfolio on a person, with a person, wrapped around a person's photo, each and every one. So we give a broader result than this result is something you'd see in a fan that you buy online for $50.
Right. Like the generic, here is a soft autumn palette. Hopefully this works for you.
Here is the autumn palette.
Oh, right.
So you go in, somebody says you're an autumn, here, buy a fan for $50. And this is the kind of thing that you see. And I've always said that without these customized palettes, where, we talk a lot about this on Patreon, where we deal with your eyes specifically, and your hair specifically, and your skin tone specifically, because they are just they're not all assumed to be kind of going together. Sara has some conflicts that we have to deal with in terms of her overall countenance. But for the most part, this isn't quite there, because it can't take the image and apply it to every single square the way we do and determine if it's a yes or no. Now, if we could train an AI, if Color Class could train an AI to do that, wow.
Yes, we would be in business. Now, thank you for joining us today. If you would like to do this, I'm going to leave kind of how I did it down in the description below, and you could see what results you get or have a little fun. That's what the purpose of this was to just have a little bit of fun, see what it came out with. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. It's you saw right here. It's not great.
Not Color Class quality.
Right. I know. Shameless plug. If you would like a color portfolio done by us with your custom colors, that is down in the description as well. So thank you for joining us today. Don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are having a blast here on YouTube, and we would love to stay here. And doing those things helps us out a ton. So thank you. Lastly, I'm Sara.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another Color Class, and we'll see you in our next video.